Good morning, crime community. I haven't been up here in a while. I've been working on Donna McElwain's case file. I'm getting a coroner's report. It's coming in the mail in the next few weeks, and we will keep you posted. In the meantime, I'm reading Aurora, Leigh by Elizabeth Barrett Browning, Book 3. Today thou girdest up thy loins thyself, and goest where thou wouldest presently. Others shall gird thee, said the Lord, to go where you wouldn't not. He spoke to Peter thus to signify the death which he should die when crucified head downward. If he spoke to Peter then, he spoke to us the same. The word suits many different martyrdoms and signifies a multiform of death. Although we scarcely die apostles, we have mislaid the keys of heaven and earth. For 'tis not in mere death that men die most, and after our first girding of the loins, and use fine linen and fair broidery, to run uphill and meet the rising sun, we are apt to stir tired, patient as a fool, while others gird us with the violent bands of social figments, feints, and formalisms, reversing our straight nature, lifting up our base needs, keeping down our lofty thoughts, head downward to the cross sticks of the world. Yet he can pluck us from the shameful cross. God set our feet low and forehead high, and show us how a man was made to walk. Leave the lamp, Susan, and go to bed. The room does very well. I have to write beyond the stroke of midnight. Get away. Your steps forever buzzing in the room tease me like gnats. Ah, letters, throw them down at once, as I must have them to be sure. Whether I bid you never bring me such as such an hour, or bid you no excuse, you choose to bring them as I choose perhaps to throw them in the fire. Now get to bed and dream if possible. I am not cross. Why, what a petty thing I grow, a mere woman, a mere flaccid nerve, a kerchief left out in the night in the rain, turned soft, so overtasked and overstrained and overlived in the close London life, and yet I should be stronger, never burn. Your letters, poor Aurora, and they stare with red seals from the table, saying each, here's something that you know not, out alas, 'tis scarcely that the world's more good and wise, or even straighter and more consequent, since yesterday at this time, yet again, if but one angel spoke from a rat, I should be very sorry not to hear. So open all the letters, let me read. Blanche Ord, the writers in the ladies' fan, request my judgment on that afterwards. Kate Ward desires the model of my cloak and signs Elisha to you. Pringle Sharp presents his work on social conduct, craves a little money for his pressing debts. For me, who scarce has money for my needs, art's fiery chariot, which we journey in, being apt to sing our singing robes to holes. Although you ask me for my cloak, Kate Ward, here's Rudgley, know it, editor and scribe. He's forced to marry where his heart is not, because the purse lacks where he lost his heart. Ah, lost it because no one picked it up. What's really lost, the passable impudence. My critic Hammond flatters prettily and wants another volume like the last. My critic Belfer wants another book, entirely different, which will sell and live. A striking book, yet not a startling book. The public blames originalities. You must not pump spring water unawares upon a gracious public full of nerves. Good things not subtle, new yet orthodox, and easy reading as the dog-eared page that fingered by said public 50 years since first taught spelling by its grandmother, and yet a revelation of some sort that's hard by critic Belfar. So what's next? My critic strokes objects of abstract thoughts, called a man John, a woman Joan, he says. I do not pirate so of humilities, whereat I call my critic simply Strokes. My critic Jobson recommends my mirth, because a cheerful genius suits the times, and all true poets laugh unquenchably, like Shakespeare and the gods. That's very hard. The gods may laugh, and Shakespeare, Dante smiled with such a needy heart on two pale lips. we cry, weep rather, Dante, poems are men if true poems, and who dares exclaim at any man's door, here 'tis understood, the thunder fell last week and killed a wife and scared a sickly husband. What of that? Yet get up, be merry, shout and clap your hands, because a cheerful genius suits the times. None says so to the man, and why indeed should any to the poem a ninth seal? The apocalypse is drawing to a close. Ha, this from Vincent Carrington, dear friend. I want good counsel. Will you lend me wings to raise me to the subject in a sketch? I'll bring tomorrow, may I, at 11, the poet's only born to turn to use, to save you for the world and Carrington, right after you have heard of Romney Leigh, beyond what's said of him in newspapers, his philanderies there, his speeches here, his pamphlets, please, statements everywhere. He dropped me long ago, but no one drops a golden apple through indeed one day. You hinted that, but jested well at least. You know how Lord Howe, who sees him, whom he sees, and you see, I hate to see for Howe, stands high upon the brinks of theories. Observe the swimmers and cries very fine, but keep dry linen equally unlike thy gallant breaster Romney. Strange it is, such sudden madness seizing a young man to make earth over again, while I'm content to make the pictures. Let me bring the sketch, a tiptoed denier, over bold and hot, both arms aflame to meet your wishing Jove, halfway and burn him faster down, the face and breast upturned and straining, the loose locks all growing with the anticipated gold. And here's another of the self-same theme. She lies here flat upon her prison floor, and long hair swayed about her to the heel, like wet seaweed. You dimly see her through the glittering haze of the prodigious rain, half blotted out of nature by love, as heavy as fate. I'll bring you either sketch, I think myself, the second indicates, more passion, surely self is put away. Think we will leave this for another day. I'm not used to being back on channel, but we'll say we pray for peace again. And when I have an update on Donna McElwain, which I actually have, I got a letter from the County of Los Angeles Department of Medical Examiner that says they found her coroner report. I have 2 death certificates that don't match, but I owe them $95. So I'm sending them $95, and then we'll wait and see if we get the coroner's report. Peace and love and joy and harmony, and have a nice day.